Stop everything. Right now. Lock your focus on these words because what I'm about to reveal in the next 20 minutes will shatter your sense of safety and expose a danger that's been operating in your most intimate space, your home. The place where you're supposed to feel secure, protected, at peace. The sanctuary you retreat to when the world becomes too much. That space has been compromised. There is an enemy living in your home. Not a stranger who broke in. Not an obvious threat you can see coming. This enemy has keys. This enemy sits at your table. This enemy sleeps under your roof. This enemy knows your routines, your vulnerabilities, your secrets, your weaknesses. And they've been using that access against you in ways so subtle, so calculated, so spiritually dark that you haven't even realized you're under attack. You've been feeling it though, haven't you? That unexplainable heaviness when you walk through your door. That sense that your home doesn't feel like a sanctuary anymore. That awareness that something is off, something is wrong, but you can't quite name it. Your spirit has been screaming warnings, but you've been dismissing them as stress, as overthinking, as paranoia. But by the end of this message, you will know with absolute certainty who this hidden enemy is. You will understand exactly what they've been doing. You will see clearly how they've been operating. And most shocking of all, you will discover that the hidden enemy in your home is your identity will be revealed at the perfect moment. When the mask is ripped off, when the truth is fully exposed, you will feel simultaneously devastated and relieved. Devastated because the betrayal is so close, so intimate, so protected by the bonds you thought were unbreakable. But relieved because finally, the confusion will make sense. The strange occurrences will have explanation. The spiritual warfare you've been experiencing will have a face. Before we expose this domestic enemy and give you the weapons to protect yourself, you must do 3 things immediately. Like this video right now to activate divine protection over your home and your discernment. Subscribe and turn on all notifications because what I'm revealing requires ongoing spiritual warfare strategy. Type "expose the enemy" in the comments, declare that you choose truth and protection over comfortable ignorance. Stay until the final second because after the reveal, I will direct you to a second video exposing the home cleansing protocol, how to remove spiritual enemies from your space, the specific prayers and actions to reclaim your sanctuary. Section 1, the signs of domestic warfare. Let me describe what's been happening in your home, and you tell me if this feels disturbingly familiar. There's been a shift in the atmosphere. Your home used to be your refuge, but now it feels oppressive. You notice you don't want to be there. You find excuses to stay out longer, to avoid going home, to spend time anywhere else. And when you are home, you feel drained, anxious, on edge, like you're walking on eggshells in your own space. The atmospheric disturbance. There's a heaviness you can't explain. Rooms that used to feel warm now feel cold. Spaces that used to bring comfort now bring tension. The energy in your home has changed, and it's not because of anything physical you can point to. It's spiritual. It's energetic. It's the manifestation of hidden warfare being waged against you in your own sanctuary. You've tried to fix it with external changes, rearranging furniture, cleaning, redecorating. But the heaviness persists because the source isn't physical. The source is a person. A specific individual who is operating as an agent of disruption, chaos, and spiritual attack right under your roof. The pattern of disturbance. Pay attention to specific patterns you've been experiencing. Peace disruption. Every time you start to feel peaceful, calm, or joyful at home, something happens. An argument erupts. A crisis emerges. Drama unfolds. It's as if peace is not allowed to exist in your space for long. Energy drain. You feel exhausted in your own home. Not the good exhaustion of productivity, but the soul-draining exhaustion of constant tension, constant vigilance, constant emotional labor. Spiritual interference: when you try to pray at home, you feel blocked. When you try to worship, you feel distracted. When you try to connect with Allah, you feel resistance. Your home should be where spiritual practice is easiest, but it's become where it's hardest. Things going wrong, unexplainable problems keep arising, things breaking, conflicts escalating, misunderstandings multiplying. There's a pattern of chaos that feels orchestrated, not random. The Quran warns us in Surah An-Nisa, "O you who have believed, do not take your enemies as allies, extending to them affection while they have disbelieved in what came to you of the truth." You have an enemy operating as an ally. Someone who appears to belong in your home but is actually working against your peace, your prosperity, your spiritual health. The gaslighting element. And here's what makes this particularly insidious: when you try to address what you're feeling, this person makes you feel crazy. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things. You're always looking for problems. Nothing's wrong, you're the one creating drama. They gaslight you into doubting your own perception, your own sanity, your own spiritual discernment. But your spirit doesn't lie. That feeling you have? That sense that something is fundamentally wrong? That's not paranoia. That's divine protection trying to alert you to danger. That's your internal alarm system doing exactly what it's designed to do: warn you of threat. The isolation tactic. This hidden enemy has also been working to isolate you. They create tension between you and other family members. They twist your words. They paint you as the problem. They subtly turn people against you so that when you finally do speak up about what you're experiencing, you have no allies, no support, no one who believes you. You've started to feel like you're going crazy. Like maybe you are the problem. Like maybe if you were just better, more patient, more understanding, more spiritual, then the chaos would stop. But that's exactly what this enemy wants you to believe. They want you doubting yourself, blaming yourself, exhausting yourself trying to fix something that you didn't break. If you've been feeling unsafe in your own home but couldn't explain why, type "my home feels wrong" in the comments. Section 2. The 3 warfare tactics. Now let me expose the 3 specific tactics this hidden enemy has been using against you in your home. Understanding their strategy disarms their power. Tactic number 1. The peace theft. This person operates as a peace thief. Any moment of calm, joy, or harmony in your home triggers them. They cannot tolerate your peace because your peace exposes their chaos. Your joy highlights their misery. Your calm reveals their internal storm. So they steal it through carefully timed provocations. You're having a good day? They pick a fight about something trivial. You're finally relaxing? They create an emergency that requires your immediate attention. You're enjoying family time? They say something cutting, something that shifts the entire mood. You're experiencing spiritual breakthrough? They interrupt with demands, complaints, or manufactured crises. Watch the timing. The attacks always come right as you're about to experience peace, breakthrough, or progress. This is not coincidence. This is strategic warfare. They're monitoring your emotional and spiritual state and disrupting it at precise moments. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught, "The believer is not stung from the same hole twice." But you keep getting stung because you haven't identified the hole, the person, the source of the repeated attacks. Tactic number 2, the reputation assassination. This enemy has been systematically destroying your reputation within your own home. They do this through triangulation. They tell person negative things about you, Then tell person B different negative things about you, creating a web of misperceptions. Each person has a distorted view of you based on lies this enemy has carefully planted. Victim positioning: when you finally react to their provocations, they position themselves as the victim of your aggression, mood swings, or instability. They provoke you until you break, then point to your breaking as evidence that you're the problem. Selective storytelling: they share incidents out of context, twisting truth just enough to paint you as unreasonable, difficult, mentally unstable, or spiritually weak. The goal is to ensure that when you finally try to expose them, no one believes you. They've already laid groundwork that portrays you as dramatic, paranoid, or problematic. Your testimony becomes questionable because they've preemptively destroyed your credibility. Tactic number 3, the spiritual sabotage. This is the darkest tactic. This person is not just operating in the physical realm, they're operating in the spiritual realm. They are either consciously practicing spiritual warfare. Some enemies know exactly what they're doing. They might be involved in practices that invoke negative spiritual forces against you, black magic, evil eye, curses disguised as prayers, or deliberate spiritual attacks. Unconsciously carrying demonic influence, others don't consciously understand what they're doing, but they're carrying such darkness, bitterness, and evil in their hearts that demonic forces attach to them and operate through them. Their hatred, jealousy, or malice creates an opening for spiritual attack. Either way, the result is the same: your home has become a battleground. And this person is the doorway through which spiritual attacks are entering your space. You've noticed unexplainable occurrences, nightmares when this person is home, spiritual heaviness in spaces they frequent, inability to pray or focus spiritually when they're near. This is not your imagination. This is spiritual warfare with a physical agent. The Quran addresses this in Surah Al-Falaq. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of Daybreak, from the evil of that which he created, and from the evil of darkness when it settles, and from the evil of the blowers in knots, and from the evil of an envier when he envies. There are people whose envy and evil create real spiritual danger. And one of them is in your home. If you're experiencing all 3 tactics from the same person, type I recognize the warfare in the comments. Section 3, why your home specifically. Now let me reveal why this enemy has chosen your home as their battlefield, and why attacking you in your most intimate space is strategic. The violation of sanctuary. Your home is supposed to be your sanctuary, the place where you recharge, heal, pray, rest, be your authentic self without performance. When an enemy infiltrates this space, they don't just attack you, they attack your ability to recover from attacks. They deny you the one place where you should be able to retreat and rebuild. This is psychological and spiritual warfare at its most effective. Soldiers can fight on battlefields as long as they have a safe base to return to. But when the base itself is compromised, when there's no safe place to retreat, the warrior becomes exhausted, depleted, unable to continue fighting. Your enemy knows this. By making your home a battlefield, they ensure you're constantly under attack with no place to escape. You're fighting 24/7 with no reprieve, no rest, no sanctuary. This is designed to break you. The access to vulnerability. In your home, you're vulnerable in ways you're not in public. You're physically vulnerable, sleeping, showering, in states of undress or illness. You're emotionally vulnerable, expressing feelings you hide from the outside world. You're spiritually vulnerable, engaging in private worship, confession, intimate prayer. This enemy has access to all of it. They see you at your weakest moments. They hear your private conversations. They witness your struggles. And they use all of that information as ammunition. Every vulnerability becomes a weapon they store for future use. The authority question. There's also the issue of authority and hierarchy. This person may be a family member you're supposed to respect, a spouse you're in covenant with, a parent you're taught to honor, an elder you're culturally obligated to defer to. This creates a power dynamic where speaking truth becomes complicated, where protecting yourself feels like rebellion, where establishing boundaries feels like disrespect. The enemy has hidden behind a role that makes them untouchable, unquestionable, protected by social, cultural, or religious obligations. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught, "There is no obedience to anyone if it involves disobedience to Allah." Even honored relationships don't give someone license to spiritually abuse you. Even sacred roles don't excuse destructive behavior. The strategic timing. Your enemy has also been waiting for a specific season, a time when you're more vulnerable, more isolated, more depleted. Maybe you've been going through transitions. Maybe you've been experiencing loss. Maybe you've been pursuing breakthrough. Whatever the reason, they've identified your season of vulnerability and intensified their attacks precisely when you're least able to fight back effectively. This Christmas season, the attacks may have escalated because they're jealous of any peace or joy you might experience. They want to ensure you enter the new year broken, not empowered. They sense you're about to break free and they're trying to prevent your liberation. Darkness always intensifies before breakthrough. Type "They attacked when I was vulnerable" if this timing resonates. Section 4, The Identity Reveal. Now we arrive at the moment of devastating exposure. Who is this hidden enemy living in your home? Who has been waging warfare against you in your most intimate space? Let me reveal it with prophetic clarity. The reveal: the hidden enemy in your home is your jealous family member who has been masking hatred as concern. This is not a stranger. This is not someone you can easily remove. This is someone whose presence in your home is protected by blood relation, by marriage, by cultural expectation, or by circumstance that makes immediate removal complicated. For some of you, it's your sibling. A brother or sister who has been competing with you since childhood. They've watched you receive favor, opportunities, blessings that they believe should have been theirs. Now that you're adults living in the same space, either temporarily or permanently, their childhood resentment has matured into spiritual warfare. They undermine you to family members. They sabotage opportunities. They create chaos when you're about to experience breakthrough. They smile in your face while praying for your downfall. And they're in the perfect position to do maximum damage because they have complete access to your life. For others, it's your parent or in-law. Someone older, someone you're supposed to honor and respect, who has weaponized that authority. They use spiritual language to curse you while pretending to pray for you. They use cultural respect to demand obedience while offering no love. They use their position to control, manipulate, and destroy your peace while hiding behind the title of elder. This is particularly devastating because confronting them feels like violating sacred principles. But the Quran teaches in Surah Luqman, "But if they endeavor to make you associate with me that of which you have no knowledge, do not obey them." Even parents don't have authority to lead you into spiritual harm. For some, it's your spouse. The person you're in covenant with has become your greatest enemy. This is the most painful revelation because marriage should be sanctuary, but it's become a war zone. They're not your partner, they're your adversary. They're not building with you, they're tearing you down. They're not covering you, they're exposing you to attack. Maybe they've always been this way and you married them before you recognized it. Maybe they changed. Maybe spiritual darkness entered the marriage. Whatever the origin, the result is clear: the person who should be your greatest earthly protector has become your most dangerous domestic enemy. For others, it's your adult child. Your own child who's grown but still living under your roof has become an agent of chaos. Maybe they're struggling with addiction, mental health issues, or spiritual rebellion. Maybe they're simply entitled and resentful. Whatever the cause, they're making your home a living hell. They disrespect you, drain your resources, create constant conflict, and refuse to change. You feel trapped between parental love and self-preservation. You want to help them but they're destroying you. You want to be there for them but they're weaponizing your love. The undeniable signs. You know it's them because your peace is disrupted specifically when they're present. The spiritual heaviness lifts when they're not home. Arguments and chaos seem to follow them from room to room. Other family members are more peaceful when they're absent. You find yourself walking on eggshells, monitoring your words and actions around them. They react with disproportionate anger when you experience good things. They joke about your failures, weaknesses, or struggles in ways that feel more cruel than humorous. The moment of confirmation. Want absolute confirmation? Pay attention to how you feel when they leave the house versus when they return. Notice the immediate shift in atmosphere. That shift is your confirmation. Your spirit knows. Your body knows. Your home itself knows. If you know exactly who this hidden enemy is, type "I know who it is" in the comments. Section 5, the Protection and Liberation Protocol. Now that you know who your hidden enemy is, let me give you the Protection and Liberation Protocol, specific spiritual and practical actions to reclaim your home. Action 1, Spiritual Warfare through Prayer. Every morning and evening, pray this protection over your home and yourself. Allah, I seek refuge in you from the evil of those who live in my house. I ask you to expose every hidden enemy, every secret agent of chaos, every jealous heart operating against me. I ask that you blind their eyes to my movements, close their ears to my plans, and seal their mouths from speaking evil against me. I ask that you place a wall of protection between me and their attacks. What they mean for evil, turn to my good. Let every weapon formed against me and my own home fail. Let every curse they whisper become a blessing on my life. And if they will not change, remove them by your power and your timing. Pray this consistently. Spiritual warfare requires consistent spiritual resistance. Action 2, Strategic Information Control. Stop sharing your plans, your dreams, your struggles, your joys with this person. They've proven they use information as ammunition. From now on, don't tell them about opportunities before they manifest. Don't share your schedule or movements. Don't discuss your spiritual practices or breakthroughs. Don't reveal your vulnerabilities or fears. Keep conversations surface level and minimal. This is not dishonesty, this is wisdom. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught, seek help in having your needs met by being discreet. Action 3, Establish non-negotiable boundaries. Even in shared space, you can create boundaries. Lock your personal space, if possible your room, your belongings. Establish prayer times that are non-interruptible. Create off-limits rules for your personal information, phone, correspondence. Set consequences for disrespect and actually enforce them. Say no without explanation or guilt. You have a right to safety in your own home. Boundaries are not disrespectful, they're necessary for survival. Action 4, Build your escape plan. If this person is removable adult child, sibling, extended family, start working toward their exit. Research housing options for them. Set a timeline for transition. Communicate expectations clearly. Follow through regardless of emotional manipulation. If you need to be the one to leave abusive spouse, toxic parent's home, start planning. Save money in secret if necessary. Research living options. Build a support network. Set a date and stick to it. Liberation requires strategy. Start planning your freedom. Action 5, Spiritual cleansing of your space. Your home needs cleansing from the spiritual contamination this enemy has brought. Recite Quran regularly in every room, especially their spaces. Place Surah Al-Baqarah in your home drives out evil. Burn incense or use cleansing prayers while walking through each room. Throw away or cleanse items they've given you that might carry negative energy. Rearrange spaces to change the energy flow. Open windows and let fresh air and sunlight cleanse the atmosphere. The Quran teaches in Surah Al-Jinn that spiritual entities respond to divine words. Your consistent spiritual practice changes the atmosphere. Type "I reclaim my home" in the comments to activate this protocol. Closing bridge. This hidden enemy in your home and the warfare they've been waging is just the surface. There's deeper wisdom you need about creating sacred space that no enemy can penetrate. There's a second video on my channel you must watch immediately, The Fortress Home, how to make your space spiritually untouchable. In it, I reveal advanced spiritual protection strategies and how to build a home atmosphere so powerful that enemies either transform or self-remove. Click my channel right now. Find that video. Watch it completely. Your home's transformation from battlefield to sanctuary depends on this wisdom. Final engagement. Type "Amen" if you're ready to expose and remove the hidden enemy. Subscribe for continued spiritual warfare strategies and protection protocols. Share this with someone whose home has become a war zone. You deserve safety in your own home. You deserve peace in your own space. You deserve sanctuary in your own walls. The enemy has been exposed. Now it's time to act. Your liberation begins today. Go watch that second video now. Your home's protection depends on it. Type "I reclaim my home" and watch the second video now.